Hey, Sonia! I have a teeny weeny little favor to ask you. This week's edition of the weekly manga magazine I like is going on sale today. Everyone's super hyped about it. Go and buy me it, okay?
Hey, Veronica. I'm really sorry, but I'm at work today, so I can't do that.
Oh, come on! Don't be like that. You get breaks, don't you? It only take you 5 minutes to go to the convenience store.
You make it sound so simple, but it takes me an hour and a half to get to the nearest convenience store and back. You're right, I do get breaks, but they're not that long.
Oh, stop it, Sonia. You're just being argumentative on purpose now. Go get me my magazine. Oh, and make sure you don't get the monthly one by mistake. It's the weekly one I want. Weekly, you got that?
Go buy it yourself. You got that?
Ugh, you're so annoying.
The only time you left the house this year was to go to that manga convention half a year ago, wasn't it? You should really make more of an effort to leave your room sometimes. The sunlight would do you good.
Like I said, stop being argumentative. Just go and buy my magazine.
I can't get away from work. Besides, I take it I'd be the one paying for it?
You're saying you can't afford $2? After reading last week's edition of Demon Sprayer, I can barely contain myself. I just have to read the next one. Apparently, the main character's gonna learn a new breathing attack. I want to read it now.
Like I said, if you want to read it so badly, go buy it yourself. There's a convenience store like 2 minutes away from your house, isn't there?
Going outside is such a drag.
How can going outside and walking for 2 minutes be a drag? I'm going back to work.
No, wait! You're such a tightwad, Sonia. Ugh, I didn't get to read this week's edition. This is all your fault, Sonia. You disgust me.
So you didn't end up going out to buy it?
I asked Mom to go and pick it up for me, but she bought the weekend edition by mistake. This is why I asked you. She doesn't know what she's looking for. I was at my wit's end, so I asked Dad when he got home from work instead. But he bought the freaking children's edition. Is it seriously so difficult to go out and buy a comic book from the convenience store? Why is everyone in this family so useless?
It's just like they say, if you want something done properly, do it yourself. Don't you understand why it might be difficult for someone who doesn't read manga to differentiate between different editions?
Maybe so, but the only reason I asked them in the first place is because you were being too much of a tightwad to get it for me.
I told you I was at work. There was nothing I could do about it.
5 minutes wouldn't have hurt you.
Maybe if you'd had a single job in your life, you'd understand why what you're saying is ridiculous. You're 38 years old. Your dad's gonna be retiring to live off his pension next year. Don't you think it's about time you stopped being a neat shut-in and maybe started looking for a job or a husband? I think it's about time you started getting your life together and seriously thinking about the future. That is, if it's already not too late.
Ugh, shut up. You're so annoying.
Okay, I see. I'm annoying, am I? Here's the thing. I'm not gonna change my mind, and I'm just gonna carry on saying the exact same things to you. So if I'm really that bad, I recommend you just stop speaking to me.
What? You really think the fact you happen to have a job and some money makes you special? Don't you? Get off your high horse, you condescending weasel. Hey, are you there? Please respond.
Hey, Sonia, you got a minute?
Huh? Brett? Are you off work today?
Yeah, I went on one of my days off to help out with a staff shortage, so they gave me today off instead.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, listen, sis. I had a really weird phone call at work, and there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
How do I even ask this? So, you know that comic book that's really popular right now, Demon Slayer?
Yes. My son has the standalone book, so I'm no expert, but I do know about it.
Well, apparently some strange woman cosplaying as one of the main characters showed up at the office and told the receptionist she was my girlfriend.
What the hell?
Apparently, when she heard it was my day off, she walked off looking all dejected. Before that, when the receptionist asked her name, she said it was Veronica Watson. But isn't that your sister-in-law? The shut-in who does nothing but read comic books and never leaves the house?
What? You're joking.
Isn't she almost 40?
She's 38, going on 50. Decades of sunlight deprivation and subsisting solely on a diet of potato chips and cola has not been kind to her.
I'm pretty sure I've only ever met her once, you know? That one time at your wedding? I really don't think we're familiar enough for her to be going around telling people she's my girlfriend.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
My boss started teasing me when he phoned me to tell me what happened. So that's the kind of girl you're into, Brett? I can't believe it. You have no idea how embarrassing this is.
Oh, just what the hell is my sister-in-law playing at? Has she lost her mind? Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, it's cool. It's not your fault. Don't apologize. I just don't want anything to do with her, that's all. I'd prefer she stayed away from me from now on.
Yeah, of course. I totally understand that. If she ever tries coming near you again, feel free to say whatever you like to her. Or even run away. Running away is fine too. I'll warn her. I'll make it clear she needs to leave you alone.
All right, thanks. I'm counting on you, sis.
Veronica, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, Sonia, perfect timing. I need to ask you a favor.
Buy your own freaking comic books.
Huh? Comic books? Nothing's even going on sale today, you dweeb.
Well, what favor do you want to ask me then?
So it's like this. I want you to arrange a date for me.
A date? Are you looking for a husband now?
I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm looking for a husband, but I've been doing a lot of thinking since our conversation the other day. And I think you're right. I'm not getting any younger, and I can't go on relying on mom and dad forever. Things could end up getting difficult for me if I don't get my butt in gear. Guess what? I had a stroke of genius.
A stroke of genius?
So, you have a little brother, right? Brett! I heard he graduated university with high honors this year and immediately got a job at a prestigious major company. Is that true?
Well, yeah, it is, but why? What does my brother have to do with anything?
Me and him are gonna get married.
What?
Don't you think it's just the best idea? I'm so clever, I even surprise myself sometimes.
Wait, no way. Is that why you showed up at his company and pleaded with the receptionist to bring him out to you?
It may have something to do with it. I wanted to arrange a date, but the problem was, I didn't know his number. That's why I had no choice but to go and see him directly at work. Unfortunately, he wasn't there today. My hopes were dashed this time, but the fire of my determination yet burns brightly.
Veronica, just wait a second. You do know, don't you? Brett is 23 years old. You're 38.
Yep, I know.
What? You're pulling these crazy shenanigans while fully being aware of the 15-year age gap?
If I'm gonna get married, it only makes sense that I bag myself a promising young hunk.
What?
Plus, when I look through all the group photos back from that time we met at the wedding, I realize he looks just like my favorite anime character. I never noticed when we met, but wow, it's uncanny. They're even the same age. If this isn't fate, I don't know what is.
Oh, good God. Is that why you were cosplaying as an anime character when you barged into his office demanding to see him?
I thought it would make a stronger impression on him.
Veronica, I'm really not sure if that's the kind of impression you want to leave on someone.
On top of all that, if I marry him, I'm guaranteed never to have to worry about money for the rest of my life. What with him working at a prestigious major company and all, I can live in a perpetual ease and luxury as his stay-at-home housewife. I'll never have to work a day in my life. He ticks all the boxes. My dream man. We can live in a big detached house with a garden and a pond. We could even hire a gardener and some maids. Oh, I get butterflies in my stomach just thinking about it. Our dream life.
As long as you know it's just a dream.
Huh? Oh, let me guess. You don't think we deserve to be happy because there happens to be a slight age gap, is that it? There are tons of couples with 15-year age gaps these days. Get with the times already. It's like the old saying goes, when you truly love someone, age is just a number.
Yeah, sure, but that only applies when both parties are willing participants in the relationship.
How do you know he won't be? We haven't even met properly yet.
That's not the point. You shouldn't even be getting your hopes up because it's not happening. Ugh, there's no way I'd ever introduce an arrogant, entitled, self-destructive, neat shut-in like you to my little brother. I respect him too much.
OMG. How can you be so cold? How can you be so intent on shooting us down before we've even had a chance to launch? We could be the best couple of all time.
I don't doubt that there's a lovely woman out there somewhere who'd make a perfect wife for him. But the one thing I am certain of is that it's not you.
You're the cruelest person I've ever met. Your words, they pierce my heart like a blade.
Cruel is fine by me. The only reason you're interested in him is because you're so desperate to get out of having to work. I wouldn't introduce my brother to an idle, greasy slob like you if you were the last woman on Earth. I'd rather he marry a monkey. At least a monkey would leave the house.
How could you? Here I am, finally trying to turn my life around just like you told me to, and this is how you treat me? I'm really trying. I'm doing my best here. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if not for you. The least you could do is help me.
Your efforts are misdirected, and there's no way I'll be a part of this lunacy. Why can't you just be a normal and get a job or find someone who will date you willingly? There are 1,000,001 ways to meet guys, if that's what you want. Blind dating events, dating sites, bars, take your pick.
I don't have time for things like that.
Not my problem. Ugh, the bottom line is, you're not marrying my brother. You better stay away from him.
Ugh.
He's not interested in you at all. Please, do not go near him again. I'm asking you nicely here.
Sonia! Help! She's here!
What?
Veronica! She came back! She just barged into the office cosplaying as an anime character again!
What?
I'm at work today. The plan was to tag along with the boss while he went out into the car to conduct some house calls. Just as I was waiting by the entrance getting ready to leave, she sprinted over out of nowhere and started yelling some weird crap. Something like marriage breath type 1. She looked ready to pounce me at any second.
Oh my.
Thankfully, security was all over her like a rash. And they pulled her into the holding room where they're watching her like a hawk as we speak. The only reason I didn't call the police is because she's family.
No, call the police.
What? Really?
Listen, I actually told the in-laws, her parents, about what happened yesterday. It turns out they're very much aware of her issues, and they said if she ever does anything like that again, they're happy for you to call the police on her, no questions asked. Oh, I am so sorry for all the trouble, but if she does it again, please don't hesitate to call the cops. She needs to know that actions have consequences.
Got it.
Sonia, how could you? Why do you tell Brett it was okay to call the police? I may only be your sister-in-law, but that still makes me your sister. Not only that, but I'm still your little brother's future wife. How could you do this to me?
Are you still harping on about this? My brother is not marrying you.
Yes, he is.
He hasn't looked at you in that way even once, I assure you. In fact, I'm pretty sure he genuinely would rather marry a monkey. Just give up.
How can you be so sure? We haven't even gotten to know each other yet. The plan was to go on a date and woo him with my feminine charm. Stop getting in my way.
Cut the crap, Veronica. I've had enough.
Huh?
It's time I told you a truth that will yank you back down to reality out of this twisted fantasy world you live in. My little brother has a 30-year-old girlfriend.
Huh? 30? That means she's older than him. Why can she date him but I can't, you hypocrite?
Because they're both willing participants in the relationship. They met when she was his teacher back in high school. He told me he fell for her kind, dignified, warm personality and said that he was always just so at ease and content when they were together. He spent 2 years going on the attack after he graduated school, and now they're an official couple. This is what people mean when they say, when you truly love someone, age is just a number. Not constantly showing up at someone's work in cosplay outfits like some psycho stalker.
Aha! I see! If Brett has a thing for older ladies, that means I might actually be in with a chance.
I thought you might have had a screw loose at first, but I'm starting to think they all fell out a long time ago.
Huh? What does that mean?
Relationships and marriage can only exist on the foundation of mutual consent. You can't force someone to want to be with you. How can you possibly think this insane way of interacting with people could ever work?
But...
Goodbye. My, oh my. That was quite the little episode, wasn't it? I have no idea how much of what I said she actually understood. I don't know whether it was due to her already having been warned by the police or finding out Brett had a girlfriend bringing her back down to reality, but she finally gave up on her maniacal pursuit of my little brother. However, the in-laws, Veronica's parents, were faced with the painful realization that they bore some responsibility for their daughter's questionable lifestyle choices because they'd always spoiled her. She was exiled to live with a distant relative who ran a monastery, whose catchphrase was, "Fasting and prayer are life's greatest joys." She vowed to instill some discipline into the wayward child, and Veronica's daily life came to consist of 5 a.m. starts, followed by rigorous exercise and scripture study. She did protest her exile, insisting she couldn't go due to the final edition of Demon Slayer being due for release the following week. But her mom, who was usually calm and docile, scared the life out of her, shrieking like a banshee, "You are going and that's final!" I guess everyone's patience has its limits. She was forced into the back of her dad's car while bawling her eyes out, like a lamb to the slaughter.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.